If you trade in the stock market, I found the best trading tool there is that you could use as a trader. And no, that is not a hot take. I sincerely mean I have found the best trading tool that you could use as a trader. What do we all want? We want data. Us as traders, we want all the data we can get to help us make educated decisions on the trades that we make. And so I found a tool that gives you all the data, all the clarity, all the context that you could possibly want in the market. And yes, I've gone over it before. It's called EDGEFUL, but we're going to dive into it just a little bit more because I've been really playing around with this and I'm a huge fan. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a huge, huge fan. Go watch the previous video. I go over it. It has stocks, forex, futures. There's a previous video on my channel you can go watch. It goes over it in more detail. But I'm just going to go over it again, man, because I love this. If you go into individual stocks here, one of the stocks that I like to trade, now I am a futures day trader, but I do swing trade stocks, okay? One of the stocks I like to trade is Tesla. So if I go in here to TSLA and pull up Tesla, let's just trail this by a year. That way we have trailing data for a year there. Perfect. And for report type, we're just going to do volume, and we'll do a volume and range by weekday. Look at the data that this is giving me, right? These boxes represent volume. The line represents range, okay? The average volume, we can see that Tesla has more average volume and a higher range on Mondays, all right? We can see that on Tuesdays, the range comes down a little bit. Volume maybe come down a little bit, but volume stays pretty consistent through the weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Volume is pretty consistent. However, the range goes up and down. But we can see that we have a higher range on Mondays and a higher range on Thursdays. Fridays, it definitely dips a little bit. So we know we can expect a little more volatility on Mondays and Thursdays because we have decent volume and we have a little bit bigger of a range. And so we can expect some nice movement if we're looking for those home run trades. All right. And so let's actually look at something else here. Let's go to price action and let's look at the gap fill. This is interesting. I love looking at gap fills because what does everybody say on the internet? Everybody says gaps always get filled. And this is a perfect example to show you that gaps do not always get filled. They do not have to, all right? Gaps do not have to get filled. And what this is telling us for the trailing year for Tesla, that gap ups, meaning we have the previous day's close and then the next day's open is higher than the previous day's close, okay? That gap only gets filled 66% of the time, all right? And 34% not filled, all right? So majority of the time, yeah, it gets filled, but it does not have to, right? And then look at the gap down where the previous day's the next day's open is lower than the previous day's close. That gap gets filled 60% of the time, all right? And 40% not filled. So again, it does not have to always get filled, but majority of the time it does. Let's actually pull up one more here. Let's go to initial balance breakout. If you don't know what initial balance is, it's the first hour of the day, right? It's the range of the first hour. So if you're on Eastern Standard Time, that 9:30 to 10:30, the range set in that hour is the initial balance. You have initial balance high and initial balance low, okay? Now we can see that on Tesla, we have a single break of the initial balance, whether it's to the upside or downside, 79% of the time. We have a double break only 10% of the time and no break 12% of the time. And that double break, if it goes out to the upside, breaks the upside, then comes down and breaks to the downside, right? So that's only 10% of the time, and it does not break 12% of the time. But 79% of the time, we have an initial balance break that first hour where it breaks out either to the upside of the initial balance or down to the downside initial balance. Let's look at another one here. Let's look at, I'm a fan of AMD. Actually, no, let's do something different. Let's do Nvidia. We go into Nvidia. And we're going to go back to volume, and we'll do volume and range by weekday, just like we did on Tesla, all right? On Monday, we can see we have a lower volume. We have definitely higher range compared to the rest of the week. So we know we have a higher range, a lower volume. So we expect maybe it's slower moves, but we can really try to play those extremes on those ranges and look for bigger trades. On Tuesday, a little more volume, less of a range. Wednesday, about equal in range and more volume, and you can just go on through Thursday and Friday. But this is giving me tons of data. Let's look at the gap fill on Nvidia here. Okay, so this is different. The gap up on Nvidia only gets filled 58% of the time and 42% not filled. But on the gap down, 70%, well, 69% gets filled and 31% does not get filled. So that's interesting information. And so when we're looking at gaps, we can try to anticipate, given the momentum that we have intraday and the volume, we can anticipate whether a gap's going to get filled or not, especially to the downside when 69% of it typically gets filled. So we can really use this data to determine if a gap down is going to get filled or not, and compare that to like volume and momentum during the trading day. But guys, this is the holy grail. This is the holy grail of data. And this is a tool that not a whole lot of people know about. This is a new platform. This is a new tool, brand new. This is not many people use this yet. And so as this platform begins to build traction, you're going to see more and more people use this. And now you can be one of the early ones to get in on this. I have a link down below in the description for you to check it out. Click that link down below in the description and go check it out. Like, try it out, see if it helps you in your trading, see if it gives you the clarity and the context of the market. Guys, this tool is incredible. Like I said, they have stocks, Forex. If you're a Forex trader, you can go in here and trade Forex. I'm a futures day trader, so I'm definitely using this for futures. I'm primarily a NASDAQ trader. And so I'll go in here and look at the NASDAQ, and look at this. NASDAQ gap ups get filled 61% of the time and 57% not filled. So, or 57% filled on the downside. Guys, go check it out. It's the holy grail of data. I mean, if you want data in the stock market, there's really nowhere else to go besides EDGEFUL, because they have everything that you could possibly need. So if you guys like this kind of content, be sure to smash the like button down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to get more daily content, because we're putting out tons of value, right? I'm going to put out a lesson a week. Things that people would normally charge for and put in courses, I'm going to put right here on this channel for absolutely free. You can learn how to become a day trader for free, all right? Because I'm going to put it all here. You do not have to pay for a course or pay some guru. I was a course creator, previously, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something differently. I want to bankrupt course creators, because I'm going to do it all for free right here. So subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.